Heights since 2015. La hora del Eskwilax en vivo desde 2015 de Boa Heights. Hey, what's up, everybody? Can you hear me, Marco? Can the audience hear me? And they can see my calzones. All right. As you guys can see, we got new gear. This was donated by Embroidery Kid. That's his handle on Instagram. You already know what this is. It's Friday, 4 p.m. The Eskwilax Hour, where we bring you some live art, live painting, interviews, local issues. We're gonna do a recap, right, Marco? Yeah, we are. Sweet. We're gonna do a recap of what we did yesterday, and I think Marco later on he's gonna set up like the whole slideshow back here where I'm at, where the green screen is at right now. He's working on that soon. So, in the meantime, I'll show you guys my hat. You guys see that? Boom. Embroidery Kid, he said, where the Eskwilax was born. Originally from Mexico, but now I live here, so. In LA. And do business in Boa Heights. And we shoot in Boa Heights. You guys know where you're at. Dronebox.com. Henry's on the camera. Marco's in the control room. And another Friday. And yeah, like I said, yesterday we had the whole recap, the open mic for Zapotec Cafe. We had X, the UV. My apologies if I said it wrong, but yeah, X, he was right there helping us organize, especially Amethyst, you know, how she went through her home being burnt down. We just have, everybody came out, Jessica Interior, Absurd, all the artists, Emilia. There's just so many that it's hard for me to remember. Cannon Father, I think that's the full name. Huh? Low Q, also named Low Q. He was supposed to come in today, but I think he's kind of tired because he was out there helping us a lot. He went even to the store. He got me some batteries for this camera that he donated, which I thank him a lot. Thank you, man. That camera is gonna do us good. It's just gonna get us more footage of, you know, all the Eskwilax Hour that we use. And also, yeah, so now I have a camera that was given to me by Low Q, and also a laptop that I've been using to edit that was given to me by Louis, you know, cool dude for doing that. Thank you, Louis, from Dronebox Labs. And just everybody that came out yesterday, everybody that, you know, took their time to come, all the vendors, all the people that walk by, everybody. If you stop by, make sure to tag us on all the photos, videos, everything. Oh, there you go. Now we're in an alleyway, and my hat's invisible. See that? Wait, no, the other way around. Is it MEX? Is it the CO that's invisible?
Yes, KW.
Oh, yeah. I thought he said Mexico. Wow. Hey, it happens. But yeah. So see, I can poke through my brain right now, like, make it work. But yeah, anyways. Yeah, as you guys can see, this picture I actually took it like a few years ago. This is in Culver City. I think I was walking through like near the art district. There used to be there's a canal there, and I used to go do graffiti in that canal. I used to go hang with the homies down there, just when I didn't have much to do, but that's how I ended up getting this photo. I don't know, there was just something about it that I had to take it. And the cool thing is, it looks like, you know, it was really bright day. And I think I took it with my phone, because I didn't have a DSLR before. This was like an Android. And it's a good picture, right? If somebody watching this, I'm pretty sure they think I'm there. Like, I don't know. Hey, let's open this door, a window. I'm just looking at the spotlight. Which one is it? Anyways, Marco, you got that slideshow almost ready? All right, yeah. Who else? Who else was there yesterday? All the vendors, all the artists, and the MCs, the rappers, everybody that came out. Oh yeah, Bear Doe. What happened? It turned yellow. I turned yellow. From American Error. You guys can see. Beardo? I think it's Beardo, the right way to say it, but he was stopped by, cool cat. You said maybe we might be doing a collab in the future.
So just bend the brush.
It's abstractism, it's artwork in the back right now. As Marco tries to let's see what we have in this little pack. I think this is what he sells online. He hooked it up.
Hey, little son of a gun's hiding your breath.
This is one of those YouTube, or I mean just videos in general where you like open a box and see what's inside. All right, we got the famous, I'm pretty sure people have seen this one before. It's like a little, his face. This is how you know it's him. This is how I recognized him yesterday. Cause he looks just like this. That's what like, wait, that guy looks familiar. And then this one, the LA. This one's dope. It says, Beardo Vapores. Step. Poking, like choking back there. It's another one. This one's about 1.5 or 2 inches by 3. And there's the infamous dun dun dun. You guys pretty sure seen this if you write graph, you're into rhymes. There you go. Official black books and rhyme books. We got hooked up. Thanks, man. Thank you for stopping by the fundraiser show yesterday for Amethyst and for Zapotec Cafe. Now, the trick is getting it in here again. Not my best. As you can see, one of the photos was already up. Henry right there. He's just. Did you take this picture? No.
How could I take this picture?
Hey man, you never know. You never know. I mean, you may have a twin, right?
Wow.
You might have a twin that nobody knows about. About time. All right, let's step back a little bit so you guys are able to. All right, yeah, you can go to the next one, and we'll go through them as we go. I'll say something crazy like always. It's a black and white. Can anybody tell me who that is? Marco? Oh, okay, yeah, that's one of the artists that was there, I believe. Really? Yeah. Is this from this one or the last one? Because she was on the other side. She was on the next to the. She was next to the other side where they have the gate. Well, we'll ask him, Henry, right now. He's we just wanted to know, yeah, which artist is that? So we don't get the wrong one.
Wait, what happened?
Because it's black and white, I can't see it.
Oh, that's Glenda.
Oh, it is Glenda? All right, that's a photo of Glenda. She was here, what was she doing, painting?
Yeah, she was like selling some art, I think.
Oh, okay, she was doing painting and bender. And I think she was sharing her sketchbook. All right, cool. That's Ashley. She's wearing the official Arte Mujeres t-shirt. If you guys cop them, just make sure to tag us also on there. We like to be tagged on everything, the Eskwilax Hour. And I think they have you can contact them on Instagram, and I don't know if they started doing holiday shipping yet, but hopefully soon. Arte Mujeres, and that's model Ashley on there. That's Amethyst, right?
Yeah.
She was the one that was coordinating all the vendors, all the art, and just making sure everything was flowing. She was handling the pretty much the whole event with X, and with help from like Henry and Elizabeth, Marco, just the whole team out there. And this was like a headshot, is that what you call it?
Yeah.
Or a portrait?
Yeah.
It's a portrait of Amethyst. He got her, in a really happy mood.
Yeah, at this moment, they had a little circle going on and everybody was around.
There you go. This was right. He caught her at the right moment. This was, I'm pretty sure. Oh, Beardo. He's actually in the back, and that's my name.
That's my name.
That's my name with a dark screen on it. That episode 140. But that's my name again. Ephraim. You gotta roll your R's and roll your F. Ephraim's. You wanna go on to the next one, Marco?
I think that's a no.
That's all of them? Damn, that was fast. Oh, that's Angel. He looks like he's enjoying his food. As you can see, Henry caught him at a... What did you use? A lamp, right?
Yeah.
You were using the lamp, like a camp lamp? He got really creative with the lighting. That's a camp lamp. This was a fun one. And that dude, I think he was a vendor, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I shot with him once. He's like, I'm getting better at photography.
Yeah. That's Diego?
Yeah, Diego.
Diego, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Diego came by. He was supposed to be on, or he will be on the show, hopefully this week, or the next week, or the week after, or this year, next year. But he said he's gonna come by. He's just been busy. He has like a lot to talk about on our episode because he says he's been doing a new business venture, I guess you can call it, with his photography. But you can find him at most. I've met him and I've seen him at TFTI, so that's where you'll find Diego. And that guy, I don't know that guy. You want?
Okay. You even wearing a similar shirt.
That's Cannon Father Low Q. But he was already around the day before. He was like helping us out with all of our just different jobs that needed to be done. Just like yesterday, he even went out and got some batteries for the camera, like I mentioned earlier. He was just offering to help. He's a really good person, a really young man that he's right now, he said he's out there to try to help everybody as much as he can. And he goes by Cannon Father. This is the setup for Yeska Interior, I believe. And Fragile, right? Fragile Prints.
Yeah, I'm on the far right.
You're on the far right?
Yeah.
Cool. Then Henry's also on the far right with the portraits.
No, it's just sorry.
Oh, with the frames. Yeah, he's there with the frames. People can purchase it, right? Like,
Yeah.
did they sell? No, they didn't sell. You still have them, right?
Yeah, they do so.
No, but the ones on here.
Oh, no.
Well, what are you selling for in case people want to hit us up?
20 for the frames, 5 for the prints.
He said 20 for the frames, 5 for the prints.
Yeah.
Sweet. That's Santana and Owl by Reyes. Manuel, that's the homie now. He's been coming through, supporting, I think all 3. Is it 3 events we've done?
Yeah.
3, right? Yeah, I think he's been here since day 1, but he's always early, and I thank him for that because it makes things way easier.
That's probably Cap Val making a sale.
Cap Val?
Yeah.
What's his real name? Valentine. Yeah, these are just other shots that Henry. You took this one?
No, I didn't take this.
Okay. unknown photographer took.
Oh, I think that may have been Canon Father, maybe with that one Canon. I'm not sure. Or maybe
So that's Henry being creative with the camp light.
Yeah.
That's the gentleman, ¿cómo se llama?
Oh, Vato Break.
Bato break. Hey man, sorry about the audio issues. Next time, you know, we can get you on earlier, and you know we'll hook you up. Don't worry.
As Ray is taking a break, eating a pizza.
Oh, that's Ray. Yeah, Ray he's right there. He's chilling. Like I said, he's very supportive. He's buying the food. He was also, I think he also bought some prints, and just in general supporting other artists. That's absurd with fragile prints.
He actually made a sale from that guy.
And yeah, he made a sale right there with his. Do you know the other dude's name?
No, I'm not sure.
Unknown artist. No, he was a poet, I think.
Right.
He was at our second one.
Yeah. You're right.
Yeah.
I never got his name.
That's Fifi. Is that Fifi?
Angel and Fifi.
Yeah, Angel and Fifi. And unknown in the shot. Oh yeah, those are. We had what do you call them? Chamoy apples. That's what those are. I was munching on one. We had them. One of the vendors were selling chamoy apples. And Anvil, right? Joe, he's here. I think he's gonna be in the control room with Marco. So. Oh yeah, and that's Reyes in the frame. Very humble dude, cool as fuck. I honestly can't see her name. Oh yeah, you guys can see it right there, right in the middle, Sad Girl Collection. And she had, was it jewelry?
Yeah.
Jewelry. Don't make me say that word, man. I can't say it. Jewelry. Jewelry. Oh, that dude was dope. I just, you get a name?
That's Soda.
Soda. Oh, that's infamous Soda. And Low Q is Hot Dog. And it was funny because people, no, when we were making the flyer, they were like Hot Dog and Soda. But I was like, well, we're not selling Hot Dog and Soda. So like, why is that on there? So in a couple of the flyers, it did say Hot Dog and Soda, and maybe you guys thought we were gonna sell hot dogs and sodas, but they're actually the duo, right? A rap duo? Yeah, a rap duo, and he's Soda. He's Soda. No. Wait, what? Why is it all pointing?
What are you doing? Oh, yeah.
And now I'm in a dark screen.
You're in the void.
I'm in the void, purgatory. So that's Soda. Who else do we got? Marco. Oh, Amethyst with Ashley. This was like at 3 p.m. This was when they showed up super early to work on they were painting. That's what they were doing. They were painting the sign for the background where the MCs were gonna do their thing. And now I'm back on my own. Do we have any more? Oh yeah, that's Cannon Father. Step out the way, the other way, this way. And you can also see a lot of the artwork inside the coffee shop. You got work by Palomares, Des La Sol, Sputnik, Art by Ariel, Ninoska Arte, Mitla, Tomoaki, the whole crew. And there you go, that's Arte y Mujeres. They made their own, it's like a banner they worked on. That was cool. That was dope. And you can see that we got really festive with the windows at the coffee shop. But that was done actually by Greenie Arte. She came through like on Sunday or Monday, I believe. And she was able to hook us up. And again, that's Arte Mujeres Collective, Low Q. But That's Amethyst being really cool right there. And that was dope that she was able to come through. Everybody was vibing. That's why she was so happy that day. And this was, you guys know what this was? This was the actual hallway to Dronebox, because that's how we all work together. And when we do our events, Dronebox actually let us use their hallway to put vendors and artwork. And then we put I think they put filters, I think that's the word, on the lights and made it look all cool. Made it look all like ultraviolet. Hey, it's me with the chair. All right. Do you got any more, Marco? All right, so this was also like more vendors inside of the hallway. And on that, yeah, you guys see it still. It's kind of dark, but you can still see it. You can actually see artwork from the past art battle. It was the first art battle. We have to add to that wall. We have to add the art from art battle 2. So you guys can mic up Cannon Father. You want to mic him up? It's right there. Yeah. You guys have more photos, Marco? Marco said, yeah, we have them, but you can't see them because you didn't come to the show. So again, thank you guys who are watching the Eskwilax Hour, episode 140. I'm your host for today, Efrain Martinez. If you're watching from home, if you're watching from work, thank you. If you're watching from anywhere in the US, across the world, in Australia, Japan, and that says beer. Somebody named Beer. Marco, is that the right? Okay. I just thought we had rolled into a different slideshow. Sweet. So that's more work, I believe, by a different artist. So right now we're just waiting on our guest, because we have a guest. I don't know if you guys knew. That's more of soda and Vato break. Everybody's chilling right there. I think this was like kind of before or they had an intervention. I think that's what this was.
Hello. Yeah. Mic check. 1, 2. Mic check. Mic check.
All right, cool.
Yeah? Yeah. Sweet.
You want them to come on?
Yeah. That's Vato break again. Yeah, just take Is your mic on green?
I think so.
Yeah, it's good.
All right.
All right, Marco. That's I forgot her name. Anybody?
Oh, I don't remember.
Marco?
Mucha or something.
All right.
de la Luna.
That's X. That's X. Good portrait of X right there.
The home.
Big help. Thank you, man. Thank you for coming by. What you want is to the legs, man. If you do that, it's gonna look funky on the screen.
I'm trying to just center it on this.
All right, Marco, you want to put the background? All right. All right. It's that Limp Bizkit. Everybody remembers Limp Bizkit from like years ago. All right, so now we're able to see that it's soft.
The camera?
The shot. That's better. That's a better shot. I don't know which camera is that, but it's a better shot.
I think it's that one right there, no? Is this one right there?
Yeah. But it's like even yellow on that one. As you guys can see, we do everything raw and uncut, so we're even showing you guys like the behind the scenes of how we make it all happen. We do have a crew, but we're also on, like I said, we're all learning as we go, and we have learned a lot, and we thank everybody at Dronebox for being patient with us, especially me. I'm kind of nuts. But yeah, as you guys can notice, we have a guest for today. He's actually, this is also like a kind of like an interview with, he wants to help us out on the show, and that's good. We're always needing help. We're always having everybody that wants to be part of this project. Which one am I on? That one? Am I on?
Yeah.
So we just kind of, part of it is, yeah, we look at the monitor and just kind of like which one we got to look at. Again, like I said, this is raw and cut, so I'm kind of explaining to him what we do. We do use 2 cameras, usually one the center shot, and then we have another one on the side. But yeah, man. So they were telling me you go for Cannon Father
Yeah, Cannon Fodder.
or Low Q.
I used to be lyrics junkie. That's how everybody used to.
Lyrics junkie.
Yeah, like people would normally like, oh, that's lyrics junkie. What's up? You know, I'll go to a show. People would meet me there and like, oh, what's up, lyrics junkie? Then yeah, I deactivated it and I just wanted to change it. You know, so I just
Yeah.
changed
But
it to
before we
Cannon
get
Fodder.
into that, you wanna just share us your name, your
Oh yeah, my name's Francisco Moreno.
Francisco Moreno,
Also
and
known as-
you've been living in LA for your whole life, or originally?
Pretty much going through here in Whittier, because I used to live with mom and pops.
Yeah. Whittier, like the city right here in
Yeah.
East, right?
Yeah, the whole city is like, it's crazy. It's like pretty quiet though.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What about LA? Have you actually lived like in downtown where it's
Oh,
like
yeah, we used to live
gritty?
We used to move around almost every other.
So you know the city.
Yeah.
You know what the city is about. You know how a lot of artists use the city to like,
promote themselves.
No, they use the city to inspire themselves. A lot of them like the brutality of the city,
Yeah.
and the beauty of the city, like the sunset, the sunrises, all of that has inspired different artists like that we met on the show, and like just shows in general or art in general when it comes to music, visual art, when it comes to performance art. You can ask them and they're like, oh yeah, the city has influenced me like big time.
Yeah.
Does that affect the way you make your art?
Oh no, I mean, it doesn't affect the way I make music or write lyrics in general. I do write about certain stuff that happens here, but I don't use it to my advantage. Like, it's not something I want to use, to get famous or to pop up.
No. It's more like an influence kind of thing. Not so much like, you use it just to like as a, how they did that one song in New York. It's basically they use New York to make the song popular. But in this case, what I'm saying is like, is it an influence? Like, do you see something like, let's say you go to Skid Row, you go through there and you're like, and you go home and you write a lyric based on like what you're visualizing.
Oh yeah.
All like that negativity and positivity, because there's negative and positive down there. I mean, not a lot of people will see it that way, but I do. Like, I see people actually trying to work together and like trying to help each other out
I
there.
see communities in Skid Row.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. But since people just kind of go through there and drive through there, kind of ignore that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It's hard for somebody to say, oh, there's something positive in it. I'm like, if it was all negative, it wouldn't even exist. Like, people right there would just be like, in a different world.
I understand. Now, like, see, like, the majority of LA is like that, even though, like, they moved it all over here into downtown, because all of LA used to be that way. Growing up in LA, I saw it, just raw. It was rugged and it's just, like, right out there, It's in your face. And, like, they moved it on to downtown to try to seclude it in one spot. But, it's still around. The people are still there. They still try to speak up every now and then.
Yeah.
And, like, like I guess that's where it influenced me to be more raw with my lyrics and stuff.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was saying. Like,
That's pretty much
yeah,
that's what you meant though. My
yeah.
bad.
I'm pretty sure I reworded it or like said it different, but
Yeah.
that was what I was kind of going through to say. As you can see, like when we interview somebody or when we talk to our guests, we
Yeah.
try to keep it just to like a normal like conversation. We try to be as down to earth as we are, because again, we're all just kind of like we're learning different parts of what it is producing the Eskwilax hour. And I mean, I told you about it yesterday, and you were like, "Oh man, that's cool."
Yeah,
Like,
I got excited, man.
and then I
saw-
showed you all the old videos.
Definitely, man.
Hopefully you were able to go. If not, you're able to go even more and check out what we do, because we're not just more like one format, we're like different formats.
Oh, that's cool, man. Like I'm down for change all the time, man. Like if you hear like any of my music, it's just like it changes all the time, like different stuff, you know. And,
So when it comes to art, do you just do like you write rhymes, or do you also do visual art?
I kind of stopped drawing and stuff like that. Like I used to.
But there was a point.
Yeah, there was a point when I used to want to do graffiti and like.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
stuff
the
and
same
stuff like
thing.
that.
You live in the city, you see it, you want to like, I want to do that. Like,
Yeah.
That's
Like
dope.
the crew I used to be a part. They used to just stand for art, you know. Like the
Yeah.
majority of it, and they were so good. Like that's why they always had beef and stuff. But I think they mastered their hand styles. Right now they're graphic designers and stuff like that, you know. And they inspired me since I wasn't able to draw like how they do. So I used to be in bands and write poetry and stuff like that. So I have my form of art, you know.
Exactly. But yeah, I mean, because how I started was graffiti, and then because of the show, I've gotten to know more photography, music, just all performance art, just all these kind of different artists that we meet on the show. Because like I said, we have this platform to share. And like last week, all we did was shoot the homie Tomoaki. He was just painting live, and he's this Japanese dude that he saw one of my pieces at another coffee shop. He's like, "Yo, I want to know what you do, or why? How did you get it here?" Or then I told him about the show. He's like, "Damn, I want to be on the show. Like, I want to." We even tried to do it in Japanese. There was an episode where we were like trying to. I would say it, and he would translate it.
Damn.
But yeah, it was fun. So besides being like a lyricist and writing rhymes and poems, have you worked on like a show before, like a production?
Like
any background?
This was actually my first show, like where it kind of came together, and I was actually doing stuff about it. Like the first show I ever had, I didn't have a say in it, or, I just kind of like got a free spot.
You're like part of it.
Yeah, I was just a part of it, just an opener, And like this one, I actually got to participate in it. I got to help out, bring the speaker, bring a whole bunch of wires and stuff, And it was cool working with X, because like he's really good at what he does. He knows what he's doing. So watching him is actually teaching me how to, do that stuff.
Yeah, and you said you were actually part of their program at one point too,
Yeah,
right?
it's pretty good. Like you can invite as many people as you want under the age of 25, and it's mostly for the youth,
Yeah, of course. I mean, because at a certain time, we all can find different sources to keep moving on forward with the art that we do.
But see, like the people over there are pretty cool, so they they allow me and Eggs and like people that are pretty dedicated and they see it, they'll let you in. Like, hey, you're 25 and whatnot, but come inside. You can do some music, get to know some people, get some connects.
Yeah, and like him, right? He started as like one of the students, and then he became like a mentor, or how does it work right there?
I'm not too sure. I was there for a short period of time before having the chance, not being able to go for a while.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool. Like what Will was telling me was that after a while, you started, once you complete the age, like past the age of 25, he said, "Oh, we can work with you, to keep you here and give you a mentor job, start teaching some of the kids how to use the equipment and whatnot." And I mean, that seems like something I would probably want to do.
Yeah, right. I mean, because it's important to keep it going, especially like the underground, like what we were doing yesterday right there. I've never had met, so many heads on my personal, like the closest thing is, I listen to like stuff on the radio, or I've been to like graph shows where they have like a couple of the cats from like east of the river,
Yeah.
And but I've never been submerged into doing like a whole event. Like
Yeah,
that.
man. Once you dive into a hip hop show, you know, you start meeting different heads. You meet beatboxers, graph writers, breakdancers, you know, DJs, MCs, and not just like, you know, the main 5 elements. You got the spiritual, you got the love, you know, you got the mental. Everybody's just connecting on, you know, in one go, you know.
Yeah.
Like I know it was like new for everybody. Like it was new for me. I've never been to a show that I've been a part of, like I said, and you know, just
this
seeing
is the
everything.
second one, right? The first one's the one. Did you come to the first one or the second one?
I came to all 3 of them.
All 3 of them?
Yeah, like, but I guess this one was more like, I guess, formal and more organized. So it was like, you know, really good, and like it caught a lot of attention. A lot of people were here, you know. It was pretty fun. Like, it's just really energetic.
And also, you've been saying that because of the show, you actually like have been like meeting more people, been more open.
Yes, like I think since I came here, like hanging out with you know, hanging out with Mels and like Hoken and everybody else is just like, you know, it brings out like the better part of me.
Yeah.
I was more introverted before, and like it just kind of like started coming out, seeing all these people rap, seeing all these people like, you know, do their poetry and talk and stuff. It influenced me to be more open to myself and to everybody else, you know. I want people to know who I am.
Yeah, that's good that we're able to like, you know, help in that sense, help in that way. Like, even though we're not doing it directly, you know, because maybe at one point we can have a program where we can teach people that stuff. But we just try to do what we know. We try to share what we know. We try to do our best.
Yeah.
You know, if it's something that we don't know, we're like, we'll ask. Like, you were mentioning Will, I'll be like, you know, if it's something I didn't know, I would have reached out to him, like, how do you do this? How do you go about doing this? And because I know he's knowledgeable. I know
he's very knowledgeable, man.
Actually, yesterday, right? Another member of the
yes,
he came by.
Cali's, I forgot his other part, but he goes by Cali, you know.
Cali.
That guy is really good at freestyling. He's a producer. He's an engineer. He mentors. He's a really good guy.
Yeah, we should.
I entrusted him like giving me the advice that he did to everybody else around me. You know, he didn't remember me for a second, but then he's like, "Oh, you went to the program," you know. And like he started talking, you know, telling me I know X, you know. And he started talking to the rest of my people around me, you know. Started influencing them and giving them knowledge and whatnot. And I know my friend was telling me after, like, "Hey, you know, can we go to the program? You know, I want to check it out now." See, it's people like that bring out the best in me. Like I said, they bring out the best in other people too, not just myself. So it was really good, you know, running into him.
And yeah, I saw that everywhere. That when he came on, everybody was just like surrounding him, and he was spreading knowledge. I was listening to what he was saying. It wasn't just like, oh, you know, a certain type of lyrics. It was like more like issues, local, not local, but like international issues.
Yeah.
And I was like, that cat is dope. I'm like, spreading knowledge like that and using like lyrics like that. It's not just like, you know, we'll talk about making money and fast cars. I mean, that's one genre. But that what he was doing was dope, like freestyling, right?
It's amazing when you hear it in lyrics, you know, like when somebody has the ability to freestyle and talk about something conscious at the same time. That's when I give them, you know, super props, you know, mad props.
And you've been practicing that too, right?
Oh, definitely.
You've been doing. Or is that like your main art form, freestyle, or just a lot of practice?
I mainly do it because, you know, I think it's a very important aspect of an MC, you know. Like KRS told me and my friend Nez1 from Toltec that, you know, if you can't freestyle, you're not really an MC, you know. You're just a writer, a singer, a poet, you know. But if you can freestyle, you're a real MC, man. Like Cannabis can tell you that, you know. Razzcast can tell you that. Idea can tell you that. Redman can tell you that. You know, all these big names, they don't come up because they don't know how to rhyme, you know. They sit down and they take the time to, you know, forge their skill. You know, they try to sheath it as much as they can to make it as sharp as they can so they can use it when they can, you know. Like how yesterday, me and my friend, well, my partner from Hot Dogs and Soda.
Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that in a second too.
We were freestyling, you know, like before the show started, there was like a whole group of people surrounding us, you know, and like because me and him, we sit down, you know, we'll take a couple tokes and then we'll start putting a couple freestyles or instrumentals, you know, and we'll freestyle for like maybe 4 or 5 hours, chilling, you know, just talking about random stuff, give each other challenges, you know, give each other words and stuff. It's stuff like that it improves your skill, you know, over time. Like I used to say like a couple, maybe 2-3 words, and I'd be like, you know what, I can't freestyle. It's not me. And then I sat down one day and it just kind of like kept going forward and forward and forward. So when my first show came along, I totally messed that up, like really bad. I didn't remember any of the lyrics.
Yeah.
So when I would go to a couple bars, it's a good thing that I knew how to freestyle at that time. And at that time, I wasn't as skilled as I was now. So even though it was a little choppy and it was not that great, it still, you know, it showed that I was being dedicated to what I want to do, you know?
And yeah, going towards that, how did you start? How did you like, at what age did you want to do poetry? What age did you want to do write lyrics?
So when I was in middle school, I think I was barely going into 6th grade, I met some teacher that, I think his name was Mr. Glenn, but he was telling me all about, oh, we're gonna have poetry, we're gonna start writing stuff, certain things like that. And yeah, like, we were reading this book, I forgot which one it was. It was about a Cambodian girl and her family and stuff. And they told us to write a poem about it. And so what happened was when we finished the poems, we had to read them out loud. And at that time, I was still very like nervous and, you know,
How old were you?
10.
10. Oh, okay. Yeah, so it was early.
Yeah, so like the poetry came along around that time, like around 6th grade, you know? And then over time, I just kept writing and writing and writing. Around high school, I started having bands, like, you know, metal bands and like, you know, punk bands and stuff like that. And I would mainly write the music. So I have really dumb hands. I can't play instruments, but I can write lyrics and I can write, you know, poetry and stuff, and not just like braggadocious stuff. I can also write stories, you know, really like intricate stuff that has to do with the mind, has to do with like my people around me, and like it's just like all that stuff like kind of came out like around when I was 19.
Yeah.
And that's when actually like the hip hop part started coming out. I always listened to hip hop forever, you know?
What was like the one that brought you into that?
The one that brought me into that will always be, and I will always be in debt to him, is 5 Dog.
5 Dog?
Yeah. Like, you know, he gave me a certain amount of advice, which I felt was as, you know, mentoring to me. And he would tell me like, oh, like I started off with poetry too. And I found that really interesting because I didn't even know that until, you know, I talked to him. And that was only like one chance, you know, in a lifetime that you get to do that.
Yeah.
So getting to know all that, and then when I started pushing it even more, like with his advice, it just kind of like escalated into what it is now, you know? I wouldn't be here now.
Dope. And it's been like 5 years then that you've been doing like...
Yeah, like 4 or 5 years.
Straight, right? Just dedication.
Yeah. I've had times when I want to quit, when I want to be like, you know what?
It's just like that with art though.
Yeah.
Art is like either visual or lyrical or performance. It's like that. It's, you know, there's times that everything is nice and dandy, and then you hit blocks and you just want to like, you know.
like actually, like speaking of blocks, like I had this time when I was so staggered, I would drop a song every 6 months or so.
Yeah.
Like, and it was like, you know, slowing down even more the process, and like actually being here, like I said, like it took away a lot of things, like the bad parts of me, you know. It kind of cleansed them, and I started being more consistent with dropping music, you know, writing every day as much as I can, recording when I can. Like, since I'm not working on this side of town no more, I'm working near my place, so I can be in the studio more often with a better mindset, you know? So I'm gonna be dropping music consistently, writing stuff consistently, collabing.
Where do you put your music on?
SoundCloud. You can go to soundcloud.com/lowq93.
You wanna tell the audience?
Yeah. It's soundcloud.com/lowq93. All my music's there. I'll probably unprivate some of the songs so you can listen to the progress from the very beginning, from when I started, to all the way to right now. You know, mixing, mastering, lyrics, vocals, flow, all that stuff. It improves over time. You can hear it, you know?
Yeah, we're gonna try to get it on the screen right now so that people can see it too. That's what they're working on.
All right.
You guys wanna hear it again? Go ahead. Because they didn't hear it, so they're gonna put it on the screen.
All right.
Yeah, you want some?
All right, so the SoundCloud is soundcloud.com/lowq93.
How do you spell low Q?
LOWQ.
Marco? You heard? Like I said, I mentioned, everything's raw and cut here. We're all live from Boa Heights, California. Oh yeah, and shout outs to 323 Tees. This is one of his shirts. People have been asking me for your business cards, man. You need to send me some, drop some off. If you're watching, 323 Tees, Embroidery Kid, some people that sponsor the show. They've been doing it since like, you know, the first time I met them. You know, they were just like, dude, here's some gear.
Damn.
Yeah.
I haven't had that moment yet. Where people are like, yo, have some gear, man. You know?
No, it just means, you know, people believe in what we're doing. People, you know, they wouldn't just like offer you to promote something when they're like, all right, here, just have this. But it's more like, dude, you know, I'm glad that people are out there cheering us on.
Yeah, man, definitely. Like I said, like I was telling my friend, like, you know, cause that was his first show yesterday. From
Soda?
Yeah, from Hot Dogs and Soda.
Yeah.
Lord Venom. He doesn't have a SoundCloud, but he does have a Instagram. You can follow him under Venomous King.
Venomous King.
But he goes by Lord Venom. He's a part of my group, Hot Dogs and Soda.
Is that the correct one?
Yeah.
There you go, guys. SoundCloud. Would you say Venom?
Oh, Lord Venom from Hot Dogs and Soda. Venomous King. Yeah.
Venomous King. Venomous King. There you go. That's your homie, right? Soda?
Yeah.
That's a SoundCloud. But that's his homies.
Venomous King.
That's Soda.
Yeah, pretty much.
You guys can see they're doing it live. See that? We weren't joking about the live part.
It's live. It's all raw, man. Uncut.
He said, "Hell yeah."
Hell yeah.
Even in the control room. See, we do have Anvil and was it Julian, right? Yeah, they're in the control room. They're also learning. They're working on getting a full team now. So we're also taking intern applications. Hit us up online. DM us on Instagram. Yeah, you want to continue about? Let's talk about hot dog and soda.
All right.
Because I was telling everybody how we got confused on the flyer that it was a food item that we were gonna sell, and then we're like, we're not selling hot dogs and soda. Like,
yeah. So like, it kind of just happened one day. We were recording.
How do you know him? How do you know?
How do I
Venomous
know him?
King?
Lord Venomous, or Justin, as his real name.
Yeah.
We met in high school actually through one of our friends. We were hanging out.
Which high school you guys went to?
Went to Santee High School.
Santee,
is that close by over here by Trey Tech?
Yeah.
And yeah, I had him for a class, and you know, we kind of just connected because we were talking about Avenged Sevenfold and like Slipknot. You know, we used to like a lot of metal back then too.
Oh shit.
And he used to be into country as well. You know.
Yeah.
He looked like a punk rocker, you know. So naturally, I stuck to him. Like, you know, we used to talk all the time, and we just have fun all the time. You know, have classes, you know, mess around, and yeah, like I didn't even know he was a poet until after high school, like 2 years later.
He was a hidden poet.
Pretty much, because he did the same thing. Like he wasn't like ready to put anything out, you know. And once he found out that I was making music, he's like, "Yo, like let's make a song, you know. Let's do something." And he recorded his first song like maybe 3 years ago. It was called, I forget the name of the song, but it's on my SoundCloud as well, since he doesn't have one. But when he dropped it, a lot of people were requesting, who is this guy? Who's Lord Venom, you know? Who?
Yeah.
They heard the voice, they heard the lyrics, they heard the flow, and they wanted to know who it was. So I told him, like, you know what? Why don't we just make a group? Let's make a group. We hadn't thought of a name at the time when we were making the Styles album. And when the Styles album dropped, we kind of just like went to the store. We were you know, hungry. We didn't have enough money.
That's dope.
And
I mean, not that you didn't have money, but the dope how things come about.
Oh yeah, man, definitely. Like, cause we were looking at the deals, you know, like we had like maybe $5 with us, you know, and we saw the hot dogs and soda. It was, you know, $2 for both of them. So, you know, like naturally we're just like, all right, let's get that, you know. And we went to the house, and we were still thinking of a name, and it kind of just like, oh, we're gonna just, you know what? Let's just name it Hot Dogs and Soda.
Yeah.
Hot Dogs and Soda. That's it, man. And like I was telling X and Justin yesterday. You know, it's not just like two people. So hot dogs can be more people, you know.
Yeah.
So more people can be inside the group. He knows what I'm talking about. He heard it yesterday. He was laughing.
Yeah.
But yeah,
No, we're all creative. We're all creative.
like I said, man, you know, we're all hot dog. You know.
Yeah.
So we're trying to get more people in the group. We have our friend, the one that introduced us. He's gonna start making beats for us.
Sweet.
We also got Hoken.
Shit.
Making beats, and
Henry.
I'm not sure if he minds, but I want to share them with Lord Venom. You know, I saw him yesterday, like talking to everybody. You know, trying to see what's up, and maybe making some collabs happen. You know.
That's dope. No, that's kind of what the show is about. Like, you'll have one artist, and then like I always give this example, like the downtown LA. It's funny because like I had never really been there. I've been there like a couple times before at the show.
Yeah.
But then like we started interviewing all these artists, and then like I went one time, and then like it turned out like a lot of the artists we had interviews, they were down there.
Yeah.
And the reason a lot of them met because of the show. Like they were like, oh, you were on the show? I was episode 70, and then they I was episode 100, and I was like, that's dope that you were able to like link people up without even knowing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
That's what I'm saying, man. Like you start talking to people. Like I said, you guys brought that out of me. I started talking to people. I saw some cat. I think his name is Marty the Third Eye Bear. I met him at the train station the other day. And what happened was that he lives in Jersey,
Yeah.
but he has a studio and he knows people over there. But he wants to come out here again because I told him about the show.
yeah.
And like I didn't even know he made music because I saw a ukulele on him. Like I assumed he made music, you know. And he's like, oh, I'm a poet. I play guitar, I play piano, all that stuff, you know. Like next time I'm out here, invite me to the show. I'm like, I'm definitely down, man. He's a photographer, and he does stuff with engineering and producing and stuff too.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, man, like just talking to people and getting to know them, like it just kind of like comes out of them, you know.
Hold up. I got blinded. I looked into the light.
I looked into the light.
Never, man. Never look into the light.
Cool. You want? Yeah. I just wanted to see something because it's yellowish. You see how it's yellowish?
Yeah.
I was trying to figure out what that was. It's bugging me. But yeah. Well, there you go, guys. If you want to be part of Hot Dogs and Soda, you guys can always hit him up on his IG, get an interview, get something going on, making it all happen.
I also got another group.
Another which one?
Another group.
Yeah. Go ahead. I mean, that's what with the audience is.
Tech crew, ranging from here to Inglewood to Texas to Las Vegas. We got like at least 6-7 heads in that group.
Tech crew.
Yeah, we actually performed 2 months ago in Vegas.
Yeah.
And it was pretty dope. They get down. I want to bring them out here sometime for everybody to see. They get down. They're really good at what they do, They're the ones that pretty much inspired me to continue rapping. That's why I gotta give them a shout out,
Yeah, no, definitely. That's part of what we do here. We try to get everybody known, try to get the voice out there, because and not everybody has the ability to hop on like a YouTube or a live video or something to get interviewed. And luckily, right here, we're able to have this space and these 2 hours, because we go from 4 to 5, and then it's 5 to 6. Cool. I'm not yellow anymore. But no. What do you think about the show, like as a whole?
I think it's pretty tight, Like, I mean, I've never been a part of it, and I never really watched like interview shows and stuff like that. But I think like it would be something that I would get into, because it gives me
where I get my ideas from? You ever watch Jerry Springer?
Yeah.
Not there. I don't get my ideas from.
Don't, man. I want people fighting on here,
No, I'm not. No, what part of it is just keeping like just loosening up the mood, like just kind of, like I said, Jerry Springer. You're like, oh shit, I remember that. A bunch of people fighting. That's the same thing about the Eskwilax Hour. Like people will be like, hey, is there one show where it's about art?
Yeah.
Just because we have done really different episodes. We had this one episode where one of our hosts, one of our guest hosts, they had a haircut done.
What?
Yeah. Like one of our guests, they came and they shaved off some of their hair just so we wanted to see how that would go about.
Oh man, you guys be doing that all the time or not?
It just depends. Like I said, art comes in different forms.
Yeah.
Some people do it when they're like they cook. Some people do it when they sing. When they, in that sense, that time it was like as a barber, barber. I don't know if you've seen some barbers nowadays. They do like some crazy designs.
Oh yeah,
like,
man, they be going in. You know,
that's why you see those memes.
Involved.
The memes were like, I want this, and then I got you, and these crazy haircuts. That's why that was kind of what that was part of.
Yeah.
Just showing how somebody clips some hair. I'm pretty sure there was somebody at home was like, damn, I learned how to do that. Hopefully we'll get somebody messaging us later on saying that they went to barber school because of what we did. Because, hey, you never know. But, oh, it's flickering.
I think besides, like, the only other art I probably have is, like, making designs for, like, shirts and stuff.
Like, designing, you do it by graphic design or just like
I carve it all by hand and stuff. Like, the stuff on my sweater, like, I made it by hand too. I drew it out and then I carved it. That's pretty much it. Like, I just like making stuff for people too. Like,
yeah.
I'm really nice to, like, to all my friends and stuff. I'll be giving them, like, my CDs or, like, my vinyls or, I just like giving stuff to people. Like, I'm actually making a shirt for a friend from Vegas, Mad Lib shirt. Mad Libs? Yeah, and he's associated with MF Doom,
Oh, sweet.
So, but yeah, like, I just like making stuff, That's another thing I guess I like doing besides writing lyrics.
Well, yeah, I mean, what we do here is we produce the whole thing, as ones, make it happen every Friday, and just have, the one who's running the lights, the one who's running the cameras, the one running control room, the one who's training, the one who's hosting. It all comes together. That's kind of how I see this. For me, this to me is like a huge painting that I have to do every Friday from 4 to 6, and it has to look good at the end.
That's a smart way to think about it, man. I like that.
But not just painting, but let's say it's like a song that you have to do every Friday from 4 to 6. Yeah. So like there's no pressure, but that's kind of what we do. Hey, like everybody, like the last hour, they're like, all right, we got everything. And then, oh shit, 30 minutes, and then like the last 5 minutes, and then you have Marco, he counts down 10, 9, 8, 7. And then I start at painting, in this sense, you start that song, and then it just has to flow, like everything. And then if it doesn't, we let the audience know. We're like, oh, sorry guys, like our audio is down, like, oh, or Henry's asleep, or Marco's asleep. And, or they'll even let us, like, sometimes we'll answer our phones and be like, yo, I can't hear you guys. You're live on air and I can't hear you. And then we're like, oh, shit. Because we also interact with our online audience through, like, Instagram, Facebook, all that online stuff.
Dang, I didn't know I could, like, talk about it. I would have told people, like, hey, it's going to be live,
Yeah, I mean, then once we, like, do like the show live raw, we download it and upload it to YouTube, so it's like it gets like kind of filed on YouTube, and then people will be able to find it on there. But the main place it's live on is dronebox.com. And that's where we live on, dronebox.com.
Pretty much, huh?
And like YouTube is like our summer house kind of thing. And then we're working on finding a winter home. So
oh, what? Ciao.
All different channels for the Eskwilax sour.
You got Vimeo, man.
And then we do our like events over there, and then they're also working on some technology that we're gonna be able to travel
with it.
Yeah, and make our shows like on site.
That's tight.
Yeah,
man. I'm down with that.
All of that is being worked on dronebox.com, and we'll keep you guys updated on that. And maybe Marco, can we go to a commercial for? I think Marco's asleep.
Is the audio off? Make those little leaves and branches just pop right out at you. There he comes. Hey, little son of a gun's hiding your brush. You just have to push him out. your creation.